What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. Now it's time for some X-Men. We're jumping back into the Age of Revelation with Expatriate X-Men. Like always, if you have not been following the Age of Revelation storyline, check out my playlist. It's gonna get you caught up on every single issue. We're picking up 10 years in the future with Miss Marvel, Bronze, Malay, Rift, and Mystique. Our heroes try to make their way in this wayward future. We pick up with them running a mission. We have Rift, Kamala Khan, and Bronze. Right now, they're standing outside of a U.S. Army facility. This is because it borders both the United States and the Revelation territories. Seeing that their reconnaissance has been on point, they go in. Rift opens up a portal, and they portal into this place. But when they do come in, even the smallest thing can throw these things awry. So while they're able to sneak in without a problem, there was a possum that ends up hitting a tripwire, or a trip laser. Sends off all the alarm spotlights on them in an instant. Everybody opens fire, and now they're at the point they're just trying to stay alive. So while Miss Marvel and Bronze, they try to hold everybody off, they send in Rift. He opens up a portal, he gets inside and finds the guy that they're here to rescue. The dude kind of looks like a mix between Wolverine and Beast, but in fact having neither of their powers. But as they're extracting him out of here, they have a gun open up, and it hits this dude. The dude that they were supposed to rescue. He gets ate up, gets tore up. This all went sideways very quickly. This is where Rift comes into play yet again. Using his powers, he takes them several minutes ago, rewinding time just enough so that now they don't make the same mistakes. They don't let the possum make that mistake. They're able to extract this guy with absolutely no issues. We're seeing that Rift is a very vital and important instrument in this new X-Men future. Now, if you're wondering who the hell is Rift, it doesn't explicitly say, but I think it's fair to assume that we saw him in Exceptional X-Men. It's fair to assume, I think, that this is Reggie, but as they teleport out of here nearby, we land on the ship, Malay being the one to give commands. Right now, they are being bombarded by other ships, and they gotta get out of here quick. So with Rift coming in clutch yet again, they're able to teleport out of this battlefield, and they land somewhere on the Mississippi, a boundary waters between the United States and the Revelation territories. He teleported the entire ship here. Now, while they get this new mutant on board, his name is Lyrebird, A.K.A. Adrian Starr. They bring him on board, they do the usual. They get him some aid, they get him some water, they get him some food. And then Malay and the others, they go have a real conversation. The truth is, they rescued Adrian because of his flawless photographic memory. But while they argue and bicker amongst one another, the TV turns on. And in the TV, we have Mystique congratulating them on apprehending Adrian. What we're really seeing is that our team, they go under the guise of just here to rescue people. The truth is, Adrian, he has huge intel that they can use. He was held in detentions by the U.S. forces for 184 days. With his photographic memory, he could have strategic maps of ammunition dumps, birth dates, next of kin, key personnel, food, medication, other captive mutants of interest that might be held captive. So now their goal is to get him to the Limbo Lands. Now this is where Rift is like, just so we can make two things clear. We can do this mission, but it's gonna be incredibly dangerous, and it's gonna be technically exacting. Now they can get over to Lake Michigan, take the St. Lawrence Seaway, but then they're just barely gonna be able to make the jumps to Providence River. They have never done jumps that are that far and that narrow. They'll be leaving secure waterways, and they're gonna have to try to stay invisible. It's gonna be a strain. There's also no clear path to even getting back. So they're gonna be risking everything. But even Rift is like, I say all of this because pointing to Kamala Khan saying that you should have talked to us. Now it was agreed that Kamala Khan has full diplomacy here. What she says goes pretty much. They gave her the reins. But it's less about the playbook and more about them doing the heavy lifting. But we see that Kamala Khan, all of this is kind of weighing on her. everything. The bigger picture here. Like, what's the point of doing all of this? We get all this intel and then we control just a little bit of more territory until Revelation finally decides to come kill us. Now, while they argue over all of this, while they bicker back and forth, Malay's finally had enough. And Malay's like, all right, I'm going. Like, you guys can sit here, you can bicker and argue about all this. I have better things to do. But as she slips away, we see that she's in communication with somebody, telling them that they're headed to the Limbo Lands, confirming that the Dark Child will never get their hands on this mutant, that Malay will make sure that doesn't happen, no matter what it takes. And that will be the end of this issue. Now, this one was a very quick issue. Not a whole lot going on here. Really, another issue just laying the groundwork of where our mutants are and what's happening to them. So in this dystopian future, our mutants are scattered to the wind. Small groups of resistance exist, but there is no national organized movement to stop anything. The US Army's barely holding on as it is, and the Revelation territories are pushing more and more to pretty much take over the entire world. Inevitably, it will. There is nothing that can stop it at this point. And I think everybody's recognized that. I mean, even Miss Marvel here, usually the happy-go-lucky one, we're seeing Miss Marvel a more depressed, beaten down version of her. One that's like, why the hell are we risking our lives so much when really we should just be enjoying the life that we have left? Because Revelation's coming. It's a matter of time before he catches up with us, and when he does catch us, we're all screwed. I think if this is Reggie as Rift, that's a really awesome way, and I'm really excited to see his powers come to be. Potentially having the capability of being an Omega level mutant. Reggie's gonna be right up there with all the other big teleporters. But the big twist here, obviously, was Malay. Malay being a double agent. Now, my assumption is that Malay is working with Revelation, and if they turn over Adrian Starr, this is gonna give them a pass. Revelation promised not to turn them into Babbles, promised not to kill them, promised not to just take them off the board completely. In an effort to save her friends, I could see Malay probably doing this, or the other possibility, Malay has already succumbed to Revelation, and so is in partnership or working for Revelation. But it is definitely cool to see some of these new characters brought into these future realities, I guess, future possible realities you could call them. And these new characters really have come into their own, and seeing them grow up and be powerful, be strong, be a fighting unit. Super awesome to see. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that's going on with the Age of Revelation, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. That's going to get you caught up on everything that has been going on with the series so far. If you want to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. This is a lot like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you're getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do that, just do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.